Hi everyone, this is Prashant. Uh,
Not working.
can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear
Yeah,
you and we can
yeah, and
see you also. You're looking beautiful today.
Thank you very much, Ratnesh. My son is goes to Aarohi, uh, so I'm a parent at Aarohi.
So what is the attire that he has given you, Prashant?
Well,
Hi,
this
this
is
is
not my son's
Sucharita.
attire. This is, I thought I'll dress up for the inauguration event.
I thought probably
Um,
there is some event and he's dressing you up for that.
Okay, so this is a good time for me to check with everybody. I had sent a mail with the instructions for kind of preparation for the first session. How many of you got it? Because that's important because there was some homework and the homework was to dress up yourself using some newspaper, which is why you see Prashant and I thought I saw Shayur and a few people, just about few people. So I want to check with everybody. Are you getting? Did you get the mail? So just give me a quick confirmation in the chat window. You can just type Y for yes. Or rather, I guess it would be easier if you can type no, whoever did not get the mail. So I know whose mail it is not reaching, because that would be that would have been easier. Because I see one no from Anaga. And okay, so Anaga, you would need to check your spam box. Most probably.
Anurekha.
Sorry.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Are you able to see me?
Well, for that you will have, yeah. Please speak up. Once you speak up, I'll be able to see you.
Hello. I'm Anurekha.
Yes, we are able to see you and hear you.
Okay.
Okay. So as of now, okay, so most of you did get the mail.
Yes.
With the homework in it. So yeah, so the whole idea would be that you will receive some pre-session work before the session, and yeah, you're expected to do it. Mostly it would be small things that you need to do, and we also save some time of the session by sending you links of videos that you can see in advance.
Hello
Right.
everyone, I'm Rekha here.
Yeah, hi Rekha. Thank you.
Nice. And this is your homework, Ratnesh.
Ah, nice. Okay. Right. A lot of homework is just about doing it. It's not so much about, that it's not that everything we will take in the session, but it's more like a stimulation. It's more like to get you going. It's more like to get you started thinking. We'll talk about that a little more. So, but it's important, yes, that we do the homework as much as we can. Okay, or rather the pre-session preparation, as we call. Okay. Yeah, the other request is for everybody to keep their mic on mute and unmute it when you speak. So that makes, otherwise all the background sounds we get in our headphones. So as and when you are speaking, please unmute your mic and speak. Yeah. Still. Right. Anybody is okay? It is somebody saying it is not audible. So just everybody else, just be a little patient. Let me help out people who are facing some technical issue. Okay, Priya is saying it's not audible. Okay. Sorry, Priya and Anaga is saying I can't see anyone. Okay, you can just are you not able to see the video on the screen? Are others able to see the video? The video normally comes automatically, or you can, if you have switched it off, you can always switch it on. Okay, I think some of you are able to see. Sahitya, are you able to hear us now clearly? Because it's, I guess it's audible to everybody else. So I guess maybe the volume on your device might be. Okay, there is Neeta helping everybody. There's an option for show video panel. Now, I think she's more talking about, okay, yeah, okay, so you can switch on the video panel and then see the videos. So sometimes, because there are a number of people in the group, and if you're feeling that you're not able to hear me or hear others very clearly, so I may request you to switch off your video so that we can save on bandwidth and basically hear each other very clearly. Otherwise, you can keep your video on or off. It's really up to you. But normally, when you're speaking, it's good fun to see you. So you can switch on the video when you're speaking. Okay, I guess we can kind of start this session. So we'll have a small. You can call it introduction to the program first, and then we will move on to the topic, which is there for today. Okay, so somebody's mic is not mute. Yeah. Okay, cool. So let's start off straight away with a small activity, right? Are you ready for an activity? Give me a quick yes in the chat window. Just type a Y. You don't have to type the full word yes. So we use short forms. Just give me a quick. Okay, great. So what we'll do is, for this activity, you would need to unmute your mic. Let me put the. I hope you can see the slide. So we'll try to create a rhythm online, and you can just about use anything to create a rhythm. So everybody, go ahead, unmute your mic, and we'll start. Jum chak 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 jum chak 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 jum chak chak jum Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I don't go on and on. Quick thoughts or quick feelings, whichever way.
I'm sweating.
Super fun.
More thoughts, more reactions. Just unmute and share. Or if you want to use chat, you can use chat right now. Would like to hear from you. So just unmute and share.
Can you hear me? This is Anaga here.
Yes, yes.
It was great fun. None of us know each other. We don't know what's going to come. But somehow we kept changing the rhythm. And though nothing made sense, overall everything was awesome. So,
Well,
yeah.
that's a good way to summarize the whole program. The whole program won't make much sense, but, but hopefully it will be awesome. Bhavna is saying it was breaking of ice. Well, I'm saying it wasn't just breaking of ice. It was an overview of Jagriti program. So you have to tell me, how was it? Yeah, so you have to tell me, how was this overview of Jagriti program, introduction to Jagriti program?
It's very unique. It's Lavanya here.
Yeah,
It shows that it's unique.
Okay. In what way was it unique?
Generally, it would be a short introduction of each person where you're supposed to describe what you were doing, this, that, and all that. So that would be the general icebreakers. But this was more of fun, where you need not talk about anything about yourself, or not a regular one. That's what I felt.
Okay, Priya saying it was musically bonding.
यार आशीष मेरे को ना समझ में मुझे लग रहा है कि उन लोगों को मेरी आवाज नहीं आएगी.
Okay, Rajlakshmi saying.
I think.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, I think it was a good way to remove any kind of inhibitions that any of us would have. So I think it set the tone, set the mood for. It was a good, yeah.
Yeah, just a request when you're speaking, if you can unmute, put on your video so we can see you also. We can put a face to the voice.
Yeah, I'm Niharika here.
Yeah, thanks, Niharika.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree with that because I'm, musically deaf and dumb. But here in a closed room, I can do whatever I want. 61 years old, and it's good fun.
Okay, great. So what does this little activity tell you about Jagriti program? So because I said it's an introduction to Jagriti program. So now you have to tell me, what did you understand out of it?
Being yourself.
Okay, be yourself. Yeah, what do you think? How do you think it was an introduction to the Jagriti program? So one is be yourself, okay.
I think we have come with a preset mindset. Okay, we're going to learn this, we're going to learn that. But we're going to be filled with surprises, which will surprise us as a person as to, are we capable of doing it? And we are doing it. So what are we? So I think it kind of got me thinking as to what am I doing when I won't do this normally? So is it okay? Kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm. So are you saying the program is not going to be normal?
I think something that we are going to discover about ourselves.
Okay.
So I think it will not be normal.
Okay. Discover about ourselves. Okay, more thoughts?
Shayur here.
Yeah, Shayur. You're looking good.
I have a big smile. I'm very happy. I felt like as an overview to Jagriti, I think, we had to sort of be spontaneous, creative, make music together by, create something beautiful together by just collaborating in a very spontaneous way.
Okay. So I take the keywords as spontaneous, creative, collaborating.
Yeah.
Okay. More thoughts?
I think Jagriti will be about making sense out of the collective noise here.
Okay, making sense. I like this, out of the collective noise. Okay.
Lavanya here.
Yes, Lavanya.
Yeah. I think it's not going to be a lecturing usual online program where we get animated videos. Sometimes people talking to us, they keep continuously talking. It's going to be a different one where we get to have a lot of fun as well as interact with each other.
Okay, interaction, fun.
Hello? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
I am Anurekha. Hello?
Yes, Anurekha.
Hi, everybody. And I think we will be learned by fun here and to know ourselves.
Okay, discover ourselves, know ourselves. Okay.
I would say it will be relearning. More than learning, it will be relearning.
Okay, it will be relearning.
Hi, this is Yamini.
The music activity that we did and say, okay, so this is what I understand out of it. Yes, please go ahead.
Hi, this is Yamini.
Yes, Yamini.
Actually, we are going back to our childhood. I feel like that only.
Okay. So the program will be going back to childhood. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. What are the, yeah.
Expect the unexpected, something very different, and try to unlearn a lot of things.
Okay.
Shayur again. I think I experienced a beautiful mess. So I think we can learn to create, beautiful mess.
Okay.
The messy can be beautiful.
Beautifulness. Beautifulness? Is that what you call a beautifulness?
Yeah, or the messy can be beautiful, and we can create beauty from the mess.
Okay.
Shayur, that was my thought too now, saying how we can actually probably listen to harmony in chaos.
Right, making sense out of collective noise, harmony in chaos.
Yeah.
The beautiful thing was that I stopped, I started the rhythm, but I stopped long back, in the sense just after a little time, and then it was just all of you. I'm
I
just
was
giving you a
just
bit
about
of,
to.
sorry?
I just wanted to mention that the rhythm doesn't need rules. There's no rules. Yeah.
No rules. Okay. All right.
And for me, it was just be yourself
Mm-hmm.
and just enjoy.
Right. Okay. Somebody says joy of learning. Okay. More thoughts, anybody? So if you look at the whiteboard, that's the introduction to the program. I mean, you have created the introduction yourself. I really didn't need to do much. This is what it would be. It would be a beautiful mess. And yes, there will be a lot of chaos. Yes, it will be back to childhood, and so on and so forth. Whatever's there on the screen, I guess. And as you realize that, so I'm adding just one point, that it isn't about what I am saying, but it's more of collective or collaborative, as you've already mentioned. It's all how all of us together pool in with our noise, and how each one takes out of it whatever one wants to take out. Right. So the program isn't about, I don't have a prescription, I don't have an answer. I just have you all with me. Does it sound awesome? To me, it does. And which is why I keep telling everybody that it's been a long journey for me. I've been doing these programs for 17, 18 years now. And every batch, interacting with new people, I'm the one who learns the most. In the sense, the cumulative. I'm saying every time I'm learning so much, because there's so many people sharing so many awesome things. So thank you. Thank you for being here. Okay. Right. So as you've kind of guessed, we'll get to know each other over a period of time. I also don't like those introductions. So we'll not really be doing any formal introductions. Yeah. So which is why there's a request when you speak. Number one request is just say your name as you speak, because then people don't have to look around who's speaking. And which many of you are already doing. So just say your name before you start saying something. And if you can, in the same short time, also switch on your video, then we can also see you. So that way we'll get to know you. So the idea is to get to know each other through their thoughts and expressions, rather than through some formal introductions. And we'll have that also, but in a different way. But right now we'll just stick to knowing each other through their thoughts, at least in the sessions. Yeah. Okay. I also want to tell a few stories, to explore or understand this program a little more. I want to share 2-3 stories. Do you like stories? Would you like me to share some stories with you? Yes, no, maybe?
Yes, 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 sir.
A big yes.
Yes. Okay. Right. So I'm essentially, I consider myself to be a storyteller. So I keep telling stories every now and then. So you'll have to bear with me and listen to a lot of stories in many of the sessions. So let's start with a small story. Most of them are small stories. This is a story about a boy who said that he has taught his dog how to sing. Yep. So this boy claimed that he has taught his dog how to sing. Now, obviously, this became, a kind of a news, that, oh, this guy has taught his dog how to sing. So they kind of got together and said, okay, let's have a performance. And the boy came with the dog onto the mic, and he kind of patted the dog and ruffled the dog, and the dog just did woo. He tried again, he did various things to his dog, and the dog just did woo. And this went on for some time, and obviously the public started getting restless. They say, hey, come on, where's the singing? So the boy said, okay, wait, I'll try. And he tried again, and the dog just barked, woo. And he continued doing that. And again, the people said, hey, what's going on? Because it was quite a lot of time that the boy was taking. So they said, hey, what's going on? Why, where's the singing? You said you've taught your dog how to sing. So the boy came up to the mic and he said, yeah, I did say that I've taught my dog how to sing, but I never said that he has learned it. That's the story. Your thoughts? Yeah, some thoughts. What do you take from the story? What do you think the story is telling you?
Yeah. So the story is telling me that teaching isn't the same as learning.
Okay. Okay, teaching not same as learning.
This is Anaga here. I felt the dog had learned, but in its own way. It need not be the way the boy wanted it to learn.
Okay, so learning in own way. You mean to say he was singing?
Yes, he was singing.
Okay.
I think it's all about perception.
Okay, all about perceptions.
And confidence too.
Okay, confidence. Okay, Rajlakshmi is saying the boy had the talent to manage the situation anyhow. Okay.
Lavanya here.
Yeah, Lavanya.
We always think everybody learn in the same way we learn.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so each one has their own way to understand instructions. That's what.
Okay.
We have different ways of learning things.
Yep, different ways. Okay. Yeah, Bhavna is saying you teach, it's not necessary that the student learns, which is similar to, teaching not same as learning. Okay, Rajlakshmi is, Abhirin is saying, okay, we think others should do as we say, which is wrong. Okay. So let me put that. Others should do as we say. Okay.
Teacher should understand the student, in what way he or she want to learn.
Mm-hmm.
They should be on the same pace.
Okay. So teacher learner should be on the same page.
Know the capacity.
Right. Capacity, interest. Somebody's saying capacity.
Yes, capacity and interest.
And absorption also from the other end.
Okay. Just say a little more. What do you mean?
When you actually are talking about something, you need to even see the reaction from the opposite end, whether it's a positive absorption, whether the person is also in sync with you.
Okay.
The interest of the other person should be taken into consideration when we're teaching.
Okay. Yep. We talked about interest.
Not just, okay, what I know this, so I'll teach this. But then is the other child really interested in learning this? And we should consider that.
Yeah.
And there's Anaga here again. Also, probably as a teacher, he taught, but there was no need for him to showcase whatever he had taught or put the dog in the spot. We don't know how the dog felt that it didn't want to tell what it was actually taught.
Yes.
So you don't have to display it at all.
Yeah. Why display? Yes.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yes. Why display? Okay.
Here it applies the multiple intelligence, like this musical or something like that. That intelligence we have to find out. Some maybe in kinesthetic like that. So we have to find out the intelligence is also there.
Okay.
First, the child, the intelligence in which field it is very much is interested. We have to find out that intelligence. Some may be in kinesthetic, some may be in musical, like that.
Okay. Yeah, Prashant, you want to share something?
As an analogy, I can relate to a lot of things in my childhood where I was put on a spot simply because I was taught.
Yeah.
So that was rather embarrassing. There were a bunch of things that singing is actually one of them. I wasn't very interested in it, but my mother was. So I was made to go to the singing classes and then sing when guests come home, and all of that was embarrassing.
Yeah, in fact, somebody did send me a mail saying that will Jagriti have any test at the end of it? And I said, I should have. I should add that feature somewhere. Okay, great. So let me tell you one more story. Let's see how this adds up to.
Ritesh, if I can interrupt. Yeah, I just chatted in saying the presumptions. We are so much caught up. The moment we say or hear teaching, we are already assuming that the other person has already learned, or his, the teaching necessary is not necessarily always lead to learning. So it's just a big assumption from our side that teaching goes to learning. So that's
Yeah, absolutely. We have a whole lot of assumptions, right? From somebody needs to teach and somebody needs to learn and learning needs to be shown and so on. You put a lot of those on the screen. So yeah, so the program is also about, in some ways, questioning a lot of presumptions that we have, or perspectives or perceptions that we have. And also about, all of us are learning in different ways, and all of us need not learn the same thing. And hence there isn't really a content in the program. Although there's a broad structure, but there isn't really a content. There's really no expectations. There's really no testing. There isn't really a learning that we are trying to do. We're just trying to have fun together. Okay, let's move forward. There was once a famous monk, and a person wanted to learn from him. So he traveled a long distance, and he reached this monk's place, and he said that I am so and so, and I've done so and so in my life, and I've achieved this, and I've achieved that, and I've learned this, and I've learned that. And now I'm at that stage that I heard about you and your place, and I wanted to learn. So here I am. Will you teach me? So the monk said, well, not really. I don't think I'm ready to teach you. So this guy got a little flustered, and he said, hey, come on. I'm saying I have come a long way, and I want to learn. So will you teach me? And he's again, told the whole long thing that, I'm this and I'm that. So the monk, there was tea being served. So the monk took a cup of tea, placed it in front of him, and started pouring more tea into it. And obviously, as the visual shows, the tea started overflowing. And that's the simple story. And many of you, I'm sure, have heard the story before. So that's the second story I wanted to share. So what happens in this? Actually, there's one more little bit to the story. The person who had come all the way. So after pouring the tea and after it's spilling all over, the person exclaims, "Hey, this is flowing all over." So the monk just keeps the tea and starts moving away, and that's when it kind of strikes to the person. So he picks up the cup, he empties the cup, and runs behind the monk, saying, "I'm ready. I'm ready." Your thoughts?
Hi, Rekha here.
Yeah, Rekha.
Be a blank page to learn new things.
Okay.
Think you know everything. How will you learn?
This is Bhavna here.
Yeah.
This is Bhavna here. I think he's trying to say that if the page is empty, only then can you write something on it. So first empty your minds to fill something.
This is Violet here. I felt it is more of having a clear thought, a clear thinking before you start initiating something.
A clear thinking. Elaborate a little more.
Lavanya here. Hello, Lavanya here.
Yeah, Lavanya.
Yeah. I felt that it shows that we should be more open to learning, unlearn all the if there are any incorrect things that we have learned in our journey, and make space for new learnings in your life always, in whichever phase you are at in your life.
Okay. Some different thoughts about the story. I mean, you can be critical about the story, you can be whimsical about the story, you can have a crazy take on the story.
Like you said, I've heard the story many times in many seminars, and for me, the cup, if it's we don't have one cup, we have different cups of and we don't know which of those cups are empty. So I think one of the things, at least I've had a chance to discover, is that I have a few empty cups that I wasn't aware of. And so Aarohi is one of the places where I discovered some of the empty cups that I have. I remember early on in last year, you asked the kids to prepare a mind map, and I was extremely clear that kids can't draw mind map, especially my 5-year-old. And when he did, and now that he's actually pursuing it, and he's able to relate to his activities, to his interest map, now that's a discovery of a cup for me.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting. We have many cups.
The person was not satisfied with what he has achieved, and he was not satisfied with his journey, what he has done, he had done previously. So he came again for the learning, to achieve something new. He became bored about his past achievement and want to take, but there was a cover on him that he achieved a lot, but not satisfied with that.
Okay.
For me, it was more of having a clear thought, a clear thinking.
Okay, clear thinking. Yeah, I want you to elaborate on that. I'm not sure I understood that. What exactly you mean by having clear thinking?
Yeah, like when you have too many things behind your mind, lots of multitasking happening behind your mind.
Okay.
You actually, don't understand whether you're doing the right thing or not.
Mm-hmm.
You need to have a clear thought. You need to, go down to earth at particular times and just understand things at the ground level. Like if I want to play with the kids, I need to become a kid first before I play with the kids. So if he wanted to learn something, he wanted to understand something, he actually had to understand things at the basic level. Like he came with too many thoughts, too much of thinking that he has done too much. But he is a path, an open path where everything is endless. There are, there's so much to learn. But he already had this thoughts that I had done this and I had done that. So unless and until you don't clear your thoughts with, with certain things which are there behind your mind, it's very difficult for you to proceed further. So you need to have a clear thought with a clear thinking.
Okay. I think Sahitya is also saying something similar, right direction. Okay, clear thinking.
Tanaka here.
Yeah.
I think as a teacher, he was not trying to teach or preach anything. He was only paving way so that the student who has come gets on his thinking caps and he realizes what he wants. By not saying anything, by just doing an activity, he was facilitating the student to actually think and realize what he wants, and then probably the teacher would have done whatever he has to do. So as a teacher, he's a facilitator first, facilitating student to think.
Okay. Dipali, I think, wants to share. Dipali, go ahead.
Yeah, I think for me, the very fact that, when we go to people and ask questions, immediately they get into a problem-solving mode, or they get into a, I know how to fix this, a fix-it mode. But in this case, this teacher actually, like the previous participant said, is making him think. I think the biggest, the biggest gift that the teacher is providing the student is allowing him space to think, letting him come up with a solution to make space for new learning. So I think it also positions the teacher in a very in more of somebody who's making way for the child to think rather than, or the student to think rather than giving him a solution.
Okay. Making him think. Somebody with a different thought. Maybe have collected some thoughts on the on this story.
I just wanted to share that things which seem so complex can be unrevealed in a very, very simple action. So that was a big takeaway for me, that doesn't require a, academically oriented or excellence in anything. It's a very simple action of our everyday life which teaches us.
Okay, can actually be. So I've just put it as what seems complex can actually be very simple, or could have a simple view to it.
Sure.
Niharika here. So I think the teacher was trying to, the monk was trying to tell him that learning begins with being humble. Humility is a kind of a prerequisite.
Something similar to what
to learn something.
Akshay is also saying that I don't know also. I'm humble. All right. Okay.
Yeah, this is Yamini. Something need dedication in learning something.
Okay. Okay. So, anybody any more thoughts? So we can. Yeah, there's a lot of thought. Though I've always wondered how does one empty one's cup, and that's an interesting thought. Empty your cup. I'm still thinking. How does one empty cup? You don't have to reply to that. We'll see how it evolves, and I'm sure I can learn how to empty my cup. Yeah, somebody saying empty mind can learn fast, but how do I do that? That itself could be a journey. Okay, so that's one more kind of little thought on the program. Let me move a little ahead. Okay, so what I'm also trying to say is that essentially, which you have already said, now I'm just put that together in a slide, that this, if you take both the stories together, the last two stories, what I'm trying to say is, hey, this program isn't really about teaching you. This program is more about let's see how we can make each other think. And let me share one more story with you on this slide. This is again a story from Zen, and again something which you might have heard before. So there was this guy who wanted to learn Zen. So he went to a Zen monk and he said, I want to learn Zen. If you do not know what is Zen, Zen is a kind of let's call it a philosophy or a way of life. Or you can call it a spiritual path, though by itself Zen does not say that it's in a spiritual path. Okay, so let's get back to the story. So this guy went to a monk and said, hey, I want to learn Zen. He said, okay, you want to learn Zen? I think you will be better off learning it from the lady who runs the tea shop at the corner of the road. So you go down the street, she's an elderly lady, she runs the tea shop, and you can learn Zen from her. I think that would be better. So this guy says, okay. So he goes to that shop, and there's that elderly lady. He sees her, and he goes up to her, and he says, I want to learn Zen. And the lady slaps her right on her face, nice whack on her face. And this guy's like stunned, right in the middle of so many other people sitting there in his shop. He has been slapped, and he kind of runs away from there. He can't take it. Right, so he runs away and he reaches his home, and then he starts thinking, why did she slap me? And obviously he's very curious about this whole thing, that why did she slap me? I just asked, I want to learn Zen. So he kind of musters up some courage, says, okay, I want to go again tomorrow and see what is this all about. And he kind of disguises himself into another face because he doesn't want to be slapped again. And this time, obviously, he doesn't go and ask her, but he goes quietly into her tea shop and sits in one corner and observes how she makes tea, how she serves tea, how she interacts with her customers, and he basically observes her and he learns Zen. So what do you say?
It was a wonderful story. It was a unique and a wonderful story.
Okay.
And I would say it was more of observation. You can learn many things if you observe things around you.
Okay. Saravanan is saying total dedication to whatever we do. Okay.
Learning.
Okay. Yeah. Just go one by one.
By watching activities can learn. Otherwise, by teaching, nobody can teach to other. By observation.
Okay.
By doing activity.
Okay. By observation, by doing activity.
Another here. I think we need to be thrown into the water, and probably that's when we'll learn by seeing others. Until then, I think we will say, okay, there's still more time, or we'll check it out later. So only when we are pushed and we are thrown into the water, we need to learn how to go. I think life is like that.
I like Abrin's comment also. He was not discouraged by a slap. We'll come to that in just a little while. Let me hear other responses, then I'll talk about slapping.
Learning need not always be about intellectual learning. It can be just by those small little actions that you pay attention to. You are very observant about all those small things. That's where actually the learning may happen. That's what the story is.
I feel that from the lady, the tea lady, he just observed her and the way she went about her day. That is, she was making her living by doing that. So I feel that if we really do our best in what we are doing every day, that itself will be a big learning for us. We can learn from our own actions and our own mistakes.
Okay.
I like the way the boy was kind of, although he slapped him, he still took an initiative of, thinking of finding an answer behind it as to why he got slapped. So he went and observed her. He was trying to find a reason, but he didn't dare to go back to her again. So he decided to sit back and just observe her first. But the best part I liked was in his observation, he learned quite a lot. He went to learn the language, and he just sat and he observed, and he could, learn the language. That's the best part, what I liked. So observation is what I feel played an important role.
Sure, many of
Teaching is not all.
Yeah. Go ahead, please.
Teaching is not all about giving instructions. Teaching is about observing by learning. Learning by observing. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Hello, Ratnesh. Could you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I just told. Could you hear what I just said?
Yes, we could hear you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you. Yeah, a lot of you are saying Lana was passionate. I like that.
each one has his own path towards learning, and once we let it free, the self-learning leads us to that learning that we wish for. So there's no push, but there is there is a drive towards it by self. So that's one thing.
Okay. Somebody with a different thought other than the observation part or the passion part, or a totally different thought?
He was able to learn because of the environment also. She actually, the teacher created that kind of environment. So it was amicable for the student also to learn.
Okay.
The environment plays an important role. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay. And Akshay is, I think, stressing on trying again. Learner was passionate. Yeah. Okay. So I have a couple of thoughts. First thought is that if for some reason you don't want to do this program, if you just decide right now, which is absolutely fine. I would say the best way to learn about children is by observing children. That's been my experience, or that's been my journey. So that's the most wonderful way to learn about them. I'm sure you are doing that. You're already observing your child or other children around, and just do more of it. And not that you have to do this program. That's a much better program. What children teach us. That's number one. The second thought is, now that you are there in the program, I hope you won't mind being slapped. So we'll do that to each other. We'll slap you, we will stretch you, we'll shock you, we will knock you, we'll do all of these things. And I want to take a moment here to ask your permission. Hey, are you okay with us slapping you? And I need a permission, because things shouldn't go. People shouldn't come back to me and saying, "Why were you slapping me?" So I want a yes from everybody in the chat window. You can type a Y or a yes as a confirmation that you are all right if all of us do that to each other. Because that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna just slap each other once in a while. I mean, I wish we were all in a room and I could have actually physically slapped you. But that joy, not possible. We'll do a virtual slap. Well, I don't know if some of you are saying you're glad it's not a physical slap, but for all you know, a physical slap is a lot of us is what I need. I keep telling that to children, come on, slap me, make me awake, make me aware, make me alive. Yeah, but exactly as Anaga points out, virtual slaps can be more painful. Okay, so it's not about, it's about creating pain, a different kind of pain. What I call as a learning pain, no pain, no gain kind of stuff. Okay, good. So if anybody has an objection to the slap business, well, then possibly Jagriti isn't a program for you. Yeah, so it's another name for Jagriti is Slap Each Other program. That's a good name, I think. What do you say? Right, so the game for it, I guess so. I think most of you have said yes and nobody's saying no. So I guess you are all ready for it, as and when it comes to you. Okay, anybody has any thought or wants to object or wants to, share something?
Yeah, share here.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I was thinking about her, the tea lady, and I guess she was also testing him to see how committed and how motivated he was to learn.
Yep.
And for him to drop his ideas, he came there thinking he's going to learn, and she just pulled the carpet right under his feet. Did something completely unexpected, and and he had to be open to that.
Yeah, yeah.
This is the way I need to relate with this. This is the relationship.
Okay, and I see your smile has gone up. Nice. Okay. One last story. I somehow have more Zen stories than any other. But later on, I'll tell you other stories also. But one more Zen story today. So this one is also relates to monk, and there was this student or learner or whatever you want to call him. He went up to the monk and he said that I want to learn from you. And the monk says, but I cannot teach. So the learner says, but you know so many things, I'm sure you can teach me. The monk says, but I don't know how to teach. The learner says, that's not possible, meaning I have heard so much about you and so many things are there, but and I've come learning, I'm ready to learn, so please teach me. The monk says, I cannot teach. So this learner is still more persistent. He says, no, there has to be some way. You're kind of tricking me or fooling me, whatever, but come on, I want you to teach me. He says, but I don't know anything that I can teach you. He says, no, there can be something that you can teach me, I'm sure. The monk says, I don't know. So this guy still persists, and so the monk picks up this little bowl, which you can see in the picture, and he says, does this bowl make any sound? So the learner says, no. And then he says, yes. And the monk says, but right now it's not making any sound. So quickly the learner picks up a spoon and hits the bowl, and it makes a sound. And the moment it makes the sound, the learner or the student realizes what the monk is trying to say. Is, I got it. I'm ready. And the monk says, okay, so I'm also ready. And that's the story. What do you think?
Feel that Raji here. The learner and the teacher both have to be ready at some point of time. It can't be a one-way process. And the teacher goes on and the learner does absorb, and if one is not ready to absorb.
Okay, just a request. I think somebody else's mic is unmute, so and the keyboard sound is coming. So just requesting everybody to keep your mic mute. Only when you're speaking, please unmute it. That way we can hear everybody clearly. That's the only, I can say, important requirement in this whole program, as in the online part of it. Okay, so sorry, coming back to your thought. Can you repeat it, please?
Yeah, I just felt that for learning, both the learner and the teacher have to be ready on the same plane to understand and learn. It should not be a one-side process.
Yeah, I think as Prashant is saying, takes two to tango. Yeah, which is same as both need to be ready. Okay, more thoughts? We have a lot of thoughts in the chat window coming up. But more people who want to come on mic.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Hello. Yeah, so basically now what I'm understanding from this is the teacher is saying I cannot teach, but he never said that you cannot learn, right? So he can learn. It need not be verbal teaching or something. By observing also he can learn.
Okay. So learner can learn in many ways. Okay, I'm just not necessarily the teacher's way. Okay. Somebody's saying small things can give learning. Okay. More thoughts? Actually, the story has one more ending, which I personally like, but I kept it reserved. Um, okay, Satya Singh, journey of learning is tough and hard. Okay, maybe I'll put it down.
If learner want to learn,
yeah,
then learner can learn from anything which is in front of them. There is no need to teach.
okay. So in the story, there's another ending to the story which I quite like, where this guy strikes the bowl and it makes the sound, and that's when the monk smiles. And then the learner picks up the sticks and whacks the monk. And then the monk says, "Ah, we are really ready." Yep. Some thoughts?
I share you here.
Yeah, sure.
Well, before the alternate ending or the additional ending, I just noticed how the bowl and the stick are two very different things. Yet, so bring two very different things together to create something. That was it.
Sorry, come again. So yes, there are two different things. And what did you say at the last?
So that they two different things can create a sound. You can make music.
Okay. Okay.
So the music represents like the learning, and you have the monk who's very different and the learner who's very different, and they come together, and learning can happen as one sound, one learning.
Okay, I think Prashant's asking me a clarification. Did the learner hit the monk? Yes, the learner hits the monk. The next, and the monk says, "Wow, we are ready."
So I think the learner was probably telling the teacher that, "Look, I'm going to be a tough student. Are you ready?"
I like that. I like that. Yeah, I'm gonna be a tough student, and I'm going to continuously whack you. Okay, so
things in life don't work or nothing moves without a stick. So
nothing moves without a stick.
Yeah.
Okay. We need to tap what we learn. Right. So my reason for keeping this story here is very important. To me, the story symbolizes, like some of you have mentioned, is that the responsibility of learning lies with the learner. And so especially in this program, the responsibility of, I'm sure all of you have different reasons why you are here, different things, all of you want to learn. I'm sure not everybody wants to seek or not even learn, if I leave that word learn, but different things you want to explore. And to me, the onus lies with you. You have to ring the bell. You have to hit the bowl to make the sound. So in a way, you have to get what you want. So the ownership lies with you. Yes, yes, Deepika. So he was trying to say in one way that the stick can make the sound out of the bowl. So like that, the learner has to ensure to strike the teacher, and which is the bowl. Unless you strike the bowl, there is no sound, there is no music. So whatever you have, so the way I look at it, each one of us is a bowl here. And if you look at all of us as a resource person, as somebody whom I can strike and get the music. So as I said, the responsibility is yours. At the end of the program, don't tell me I didn't get what I wanted to get. Because the responsibility is yours. You have to figure out how to get it. In the sense, you have to beat your stick. You have to say, this is what I want, right? And persist with it and bang it in different ways, and bang each one of us, and get music out of us. And I'm sure there is music in all of us. And I'm sure we can all learn by tapping each other. And that is what the whole program is all about. So it's as much as you are responsible for your learning, as much as we are all ready to be tapped, and we're all ready to make music for each other. So welcome to Jagriti. Let's make music together. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What? Okay, let me wait. It is, if anybody wants to say something, or I wanted to share that typically we take a small break in the session, typically around the time of 9:30. But there is no fixed time. Anybody can say it's getting a little heavy, or I need to run to the washroom or whatever. So we can always have a break at any point of time in the session. It's all our session, right? And anybody can initiate that break by saying, let's have a little break. We've been sitting for long. We need to move around a little. So I think this is a good time today to take a break. And how long the break also somebody has to share. So please go ahead, tell me how long a break you would like to have. And let's take a break, sorry, and then come back. How long a break you want, you have to tell me. Okay, Priya says 10 minutes. Prashant also says 10 minutes. 10, somebody says 15. So let's have, what, 12 minutes? It's a kind of an average of both of them. So let's stick to 12 minutes. And I'm just taking an average right now. So it's 9:18 by my watch. Okay, so that means we can be back by 9:30. Is that good enough for everybody? You need not log out. You can just be logged in, just take a break. You can switch off your video, keep yourself on mute, and just come back on time.
The break was in the
Next. 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 Achoo, 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 achoo. Next. Look, that is the last sentence. So yeah, let's see. Last sentence.
Hi, Anshu. Anshu.
Yeah.
Anshu.
Yeah.
Can you please mute your iPad?
Yeah, 1 minute.
Hello.
Hi, I'm back, and typically we just type, everybody types in the chat window that I'm back so that we know that everybody is back. Or at least most of the people are back. Yes. Thank you. Okay, hi Sonal, welcome.
Hi Ritnesh, sorry I simply skipped and I just saw today's is the session. So I
No
saw the
problem.
watch and I said, okay, let me just get in.
Don't worry, you haven't missed much. We just distributed $1 million to everybody present. That's all you missed.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so apart from the introduction, today's topic is related to motivation. I wouldn't say the topic is motivation, but it's kind of related to motivation. So I want to start off with, since I'm not very sure how many of you tried, let's start off doing this little activity. Yeah, some of you might have done it. Even if you have done it, do it again. If you have not done it, do it now. So you might need to stand up for this. Yeah, and once you are you think you are done, just type done in the chat window so that I know. Yeah, so even if you've done it before, don't worry, just to go ahead and do it now. Okay, I'm just waiting for everybody to try for whatever amount of time they want to try. Okay, so what you think is this activity or whatever is happening to you in this activity is trying to show you? I mean, I'm just trying to say, what are your thoughts? Not about the activity per se, not about whether it's rotating, not rotating, whatever. But what do you think is happening? As in with you, not with the activity per se.
Hi Ratnesh. It seems easy when you read the description.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the first shot I try it, it's difficult, and then I have this question of why should I even do it?
Okay.
And yeah, that's it. So then, since I don't find the point of doing it, I don't do it further.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. So that's interesting. Prashant is saying, what's the point? First he finds it easy, then he finds it difficult, then he says, what's the point? And he gives up. In the sense, not gives up because he doesn't want to try more, but gives up because he doesn't want to get the point of doing it. Okay. Somebody else.
As the instruction.
I can't do it, but have others
Sorry,
done
two
it?
people
Possible
speaking.
that other people. So I thought,
Okay, one by one, please.
yeah, I thought that to others.
So I just request again, just start with your name so we know who is speaking.
This is Dipali here.
Okay, Deepali, go ahead.
So the moment I couldn't, my first reaction was to look around and see how the others were faring. To know if everyone was having the same problem, or was I unique. So the curiosity was, is this even a possible task? Am I doing something that's really not possible by anybody, or is it just me? So I kind of started thinking something was wrong with me. Okay, is it just me, or is it everybody?
Okay, interesting. Somebody else wanted to share.
Hello,
Yes.
Anurika here.
Yes, Anurika.
It was, I'm taking it was as instructions, so I was doing, but I'm unable to do that. And simply as instruction I was doing. I was not thinking that it is meaningful or it is relevant or not. But as instruction I was taking and doing. But I was also thinking that I can do it. I should try it.
Okay.
Anaga here. For me, it was very difficult. But then when I tried it 2-3 times, it reminded me of the Bollywood actors and how their steps will be kind of uncoordinated, and it kind of gave a dance to the instructions, and I started enjoying, though it was all wrong.
Okay. So you found some enjoyment there, although it was all wrong.
Yes.
Okay.
Hi, this is Violet here.
Yeah, well.
When I read the instructions, I thought it's so easy, I can do it. But when I actually stood and I tried doing it, I was not able to do it initially. I was losing my balance. But I tried and I was able to do a bit, not a larger 6, but a smaller 6. And I was just laughing to myself. I took it as a warm-up for myself and happily did a small sit and I sat down.
Okay.
Yeah, share here.
Yeah, sure.
For learning. Sometimes something else comes, like the reprogramming, like this conditioning, in this, like some external element comes in, like writing the 6.
Your voice is a little breaking. I'm not able to hear you very clearly. Can you repeat, please?
Okay, can you hear me now?
I think it is.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying as an analogy for learning, I could be moving in a certain direction, moving in my way, and but the power of conditioning and programming, like in the system, can overtake that learning and make me move, in another direction.
Okay.
So just how everything's connected. The movement of the hand and the movement of the foot are connected and influence each other, or rather, in this case, the hand influenced the foot.
Okay. Okay, so you had 2 observations. One was the influence of one on the other, and the other was about conditioning. How we are, in this case, maybe the body is our condition.
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks like this Chetan. It looks like we know our body, and the body parts looks like they're independent of each other. But when we try this activity, it just gives you that information, or it kind of opens up to you that they're all integrated, or they're all together in this moment. So although it seems they're part by part, but they're all together.
Okay. I'm also a little intervening here. So the purpose of keeping this little activity was a little more to focus on the part where we take up something, we try it, it doesn't work, it doesn't happen the way we thought. Maybe we thought it was very easy, or whether we thought easy or not is not not so important, but we start doing something, we find it hard, and we kind of give up thinking, this can't be done, or this is too difficult, or maybe is this even possible? And we kind of leave things in between, and or maybe justify it by saying this is not relevant to me, this is not important to me, so why anyways I need to learn it, and just move ahead, leaving whatever we were trying to do on one side. Now I'm trying to ask you just to think right now, don't share, but just think, has this happened to you in your life where you took up something, you tried it, you found it maybe a bit too hard or going not as fast as you would have liked or whatever, and you kind of left it. It could be, learning how to skate or learning how to play a guitar or learning how to juggle through balls or learning a language or learning anything. It could be anything that could have happened in your life. So I just want you to think about that. So this whole activity was a summary of that. How do we respond when we get something which is a little tricky or which appears at least to be tricky when we start doing it? And to try and relate, hey, does that happen in my life? Do I leave things? Do I get, let's say, frustrated or just find the effort too much? So just think about it. I'm not yet asking for a response. I just want that kind of thought, maybe a mental note as to, hey, where have I left things? Because I just wanted this activity to actually talk about something. And let me do that, and then I'll take your thoughts. Yeah, so that's the slide. So how about, and also what if you also think about maybe if you are learning something new nowadays, and how is that, whatever you are learning new, how's your journey ahead? Are there places where you struggle? Are there places where it's difficult for you? It requires an extra effort. So just think about this. Keep that in your mind as I run you through a small example of what I want to talk about. So I want to take an example of, let's say, learning how to drive or learning how to ride, let's say, drive a car or ride a bike. That is the example that I want to take. At one point of time, we all did not know how to, let's say, drive a car, and we were possibly even blissful about it. Yeah, we were kind of fine with it. We call that as unconscious incompetence. To give you another example, meaning most of us here don't know how to fly an airplane. I'm assuming that. But most of us, at least I don't know how to fly an airplane, and I'm unconsciously incompetent about it. I don't even think about it, right? And I'm incompetent. I can't fly a plane. In that sense, I'm incompetent, right? Now, one fine day, you would have decided that I want to drive a car or ride a bike or something like that. And what happened is you realize, oops, I don't even know this. And then suddenly you become aware of, oh, I'm consciously incompetent. Yeah, I don't know how to do this. And then you kind of start trying and start doing it, and you whatever, I have to try a number of times, spend a number of hours on it, or days, and sometimes months, and for certain things even years. And after some time, you think you kind of learn to, let's say, how to drive a car. And then you say, I'm now kind of ready. So you say that you are consciously competent. But why do we say consciously competent? Because the first time when you actually, let's say, drove from point A to point B, you were very conscious. You adjusted the rear view mirror possibly 10 times. You said, everybody, shush, don't talk. In the car, you see So when we are new to a learning, we are very conscious of that competence, right? And then finally, when you do that again and again, you become unconsciously competent, meaning you can drive from one place to another place with absolutely no thought about doing it. So it's like people who know how to roll chapatis can just roll rotis or chapatis just like that, who have been doing it. And for the first timer, it's all whatever, hassle, as I would call it. So that's the usual journey we go through in most about everything that we learn. And it's fairly intuitive. So why am I talking about it? What's the big deal about it? Well, the big deal happens really here. I want to show you that. In this area, this little green band, which is between conscious incompetence and conscious competence. That's the area of struggle. That's the area of effort. That's the area when we want to give up and run away. When others can do it, but why can't I do it, kind of thing. Now, again, if you really look at it, no big deal. But if you really look at it from a child's perspective, now let's take. So let's take first of all my example. If I start thinking, hey, in which part of my life today, as of today, am I in this band where I'm not really still competent and I'm very consciously incompetent. So I'm trying to learn and I'm struggling. Maybe I can talk about a couple of things. But when I look at let's say a 5-year-old or a 4-year-old, and I start thinking about him or her, how she is learning, in this stage, she's struggling to, let's say, get up, to struggling to learn, button her buttons, to tie her shoelaces, to write, to read, to talk to people, to, kick the ball, to catch the ball, to talk to strangers, to calculate something, to finish things on time, to remember to keep things in place, and so on. But start thinking, it is in this band that at least they are there in this band, which is the struggle band, which is the effort band, in about, let's say, about 100 or maybe 200 things. And the good news is that they don't want to give up. What do you think?
I think with children, they are quite ignorant of what other people are thinking. When I am trying to learn what's happening around me, are they looking at me? So they are kind of are not bothered about what's happening around them, but they only want to move from that stage to this stage, and they don't give up. But with us, we have so much of baggage and so many thoughts and people around us that we are more bothered about them. That kind of makes our struggle more difficult when compared to kids, and we give up. And they enjoy their learning, and I think we do not enjoy our learning as much because of the baggage again.
Okay. And what if they feel like giving up? What if a child, like how Prashant said, this isn't relevant to me? What if the child comes up and says, reading? This isn't relevant to me. Calculating? This isn't relevant to me. I'm not doing this. I don't see any point in doing this. Or any other 100 things that they're struggling to in their day-to-day life.
Maybe we need to have a discussion. Try to figure out why
Wait.
they feel it's not relevant.
Wait. Don't just go ahead and see what we need to do. I'm just saying, just think about it. Just think about that.
Okay.
That is, we went through just a small thing, just writing about 6. for just a few minutes, and I don't know what feelings you went through. But we went through, this is too difficult, or this is not even possible. How are others doing? We started doing, you know what? I don't know what we started doing. Now they are doing that in hundreds of things in a day. What does that mean to us? What does that mean to you?
I think that we as adults need to learn from kids. I don't think it's the other way around, because we tend to give easily. Many times I observe my son, and I feel that, oh wow, he is doing so much which I wouldn't even have imagined doing.
Okay.
Share here.
Yeah, sure. Your voice is still a little bit
Things
kind of metallic.
that age, I think some of the things okay, hold on. I think it's the network. Is that better?
Yeah, what you can just try is maybe switch off your video. That might just help. Sometimes it does.
Let me switch the video. Okay. So maybe that's working.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah.
I think with a lot of these things, it's like the learning process is built in them at that age. They can't stop learning. You know, it's just such a natural process. I know you gave examples of math or reading, but I mean, when you were talking about the other things, like learning how to, it's like this inbuilt motivation to grow, to learn, that it's in their nature to just keep trying. And yeah, so that's one response I have.
Okay. And would you like to extrapolate that to us also? Do we have any? I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. You mean us as in us as adults?
Yeah, because you used the word children. I thought you used the word. I'm not sure. Sorry.
Yeah, you were giving an analogy of a 4-year-old or a 5-year-old. So
okay, that way, yes.
So in that way, perhaps also if you extrapolate it to us, I mean, I think we get settled in what we know. We get comfortable in what we know, and you know, and so we choose not to learn certain things because they're too difficult. Perhaps we feel like we don't need them. You know, we have the skills and knowledge for whatever we think is important in our life.
Okay.
Whereas a child, you know, it's an open book. Like the whole world is all out. So we're naturally inclined to just keep learning everything.
Okay. I also want to obviously make all of you think about this thing that, hey, in one task, we are ready to give it up so easily while they are doing, when I say they, I'm just using children as an example. A child could be doing it in so many things, which typically is the case. As an adult, we are hardly learning anything new. And how do we respond to them? How does this understanding or this thought that, yes, the child is, this is a stage of struggle. This is a stage of, any learning is full of struggle. Any learning has a lot of effort that goes in. Can be very frustrating. How does this, this thought could help us be with our learning and be with children's learning?
This is Violet here.
Yeah, Violet.
I found this situation, like I faced this situation quite a few times, in fact, many times with my kids, where I found that they are more dependent on what is being told. And if it's told with a proper logic reason, or give them a reason as to why they have to do it, they do it very happily. And sometimes they don't want to do it if they don't find any reason behind it. But they still are, they still are forced to do it just because we tell them to do it, or they go to school and the teacher tells them to do it, in spite of them not liking to do it.
Okay.
So, but still I find that when kids come home and, I explain to them that, see, this is going to be good for you. And these are the benefits of it, or, it's going to help you in learning things better. They are very happy to learn things in a very proper manner. But
Okay.
in my case,
talking about reason to learn. Wait. I'm still not there. I'm still not reached the reason to learn. I'm still there that any learning is full of struggle. And hence, isn't it all right to want to give up? Isn't it all right to say, I don't care? Isn't it all right to say, not say as in you don't have to say, the children don't have to say it in words, but you see, when we learn a couple of things and we are like so much, pushy about it that, hey, just leave me alone, let me learn this as an adult, I'm saying. But as kids, they are going through the same thing in 100 different things. How does that, when I realize that, oh my goodness, they are going through so many things, that does something to me.
True, I agree with what you say. Kids go through quite a lot in this process, consciously or unconsciously. But even as an adult, we have so many barriers behind our mind that consciously even we don't take an initiative of doing something on our own.
Well, I'm not too sure I want to so much talk about adults in terms of that we are not taking. No, that's not the point. The more importantly, I want to focus on, yes, as Saravanan is saying, they can enjoy their struggle, but the whole realization that any learning is struggle in the first place. And what does that do to me? And to realize that the child is going through hundreds of those in a single day, then how is it? So let me give you a simple example. I'll be sitting there, and a parent. I'm not talking about now in our campus, but earlier when I was in Bangalore, a parent would come with the child, and then the child is taking off his shoes, and the parent is saying, "Come on, let's do it faster." And I'm thinking, really? Is that what the child is welcoming? Is that what the child is wanting? Is that what we really need to give the child? To do it fast. This is so easy. Come on, you can just do it. How would I have been when you were trying to do the 6 and the clockwise, and I were to say to you, "Come on, it's so easy. Come on, quickly do it. You can do it." How do we look at this struggle? How do we enjoy this struggle rather than make it a struggle?
I think we don't even acknowledge that they are learning so many things. We only take it for granted that this is what they have to learn, so they're just doing it. So actually seeing, we're not acknowledging their struggle, which is quite bad to think about it, and we're pushing them more, which probably is going to make their struggle even worse, and maybe, I don't know, may make them give up like how we do. So we are not acknowledging their struggle at all, which is really bad.
Yeah, I think, okay, so again, my idea is not to make you all feel so bad about it. I think Dipali is also sharing that. Yeah, but also more to realize the joy in the struggle. Yes, I think what Saravanan is saying, I like that more. That let's look at the joy in the struggle rather than the fact that, oh, why aren't they learning, or why hasn't they learned, and let's see how we can do that, because we realize just by doing this small thing, um, um, you know, that's what I'm really talking about that, and not to make us ourselves feel terrible. That's not the whole idea. Um, yeah, and as Bhavna saying, yeah, we need not operate from a superior notion. We need to realize that all of us struggle, no matter what age, no matter what we are trying to learn, whether it's relevant or not relevant. Learning is a journey, and it's not an easy one too.
For me, I think that if I could somehow remind myself that they are on their way to unconscious competence, maybe that will help me slow down.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe enjoy more. Yeah.
In the sense that not like I'm painting just because he started, let's say, a little bit of carpentry. Not that I'm going to have a notion that he's going to become the world's most, fantastic carpenter as such. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that he's going to get to whatever length of unconscious competence he wishes to explore. Just to know that he's on his journey there might allow me to slow down, not through my own expectations of where he needs to be right now.
Yeah. The problem lies because to some extent we are already unconsciously competent in all of those things. That's where it becomes. Sometimes we get a little more impatient about, hey, why can't you reach there?
True. Kaushik keeps doing this. He keeps reminding me about where I am messed up, like I complain others to be. That helps, to get grounded as well.
Yeah, actually, you said there's no struggle if somebody wants to learn. I'm turning that thought around. I'm saying there is struggle. I don't think I'm not saying struggle is negative by itself, the struggle word, but I think there is struggle in anything that you learn. That's my standpoint. It could be quite different. I'm saying, can we enjoy that struggle? Can we? So yes, if we're really liking it, yes, we end up enjoying it. We don't mind it. Yeah. But as an adult, when we see the child learning, as a teacher or as a parent, when we see a child learning, can we connect with the same joy that the child has for the struggle? The child also shows all kinds of emotion, throws things, shouts, goes through all kinds of wonderful things, which is what is called a struggle. So I wouldn't say there is no struggle, but I'll say the struggle is a joy, and let's see how we can connect with it if we want to.
I think we also are not there in their struggle per se. Meaning, say for instance, I have a 10-month-old baby. So he's like you've already mentioned, he's trying to do a lot of things and learn a lot of things. And with everything, I kind of have already moved certain things, I would say. I already imagine him doing that maybe like 2 months down the line, 3 months down the line. When he's actually crawling, I sometimes don't enjoy that beautiful moment of him crawling, but I'm thinking, how would it be when he's walking? But when he's trying to stand, I'm like,
example,
okay. When he's trying to stand, I'm like, okay, he's going to move next holding. But I'm actually not seeing him stand, and that smile he has, that, yeah, I have accomplished standing. Because I'm not there with him for that moment, but I've already moved on.
Oh, yes. Oh, that is so beautiful as an example. Yes, we are not there with the child. We are not enjoying that moment of whatever the child is struggling with. Rather, we are looking at when is the result coming up? When is the next thing coming up? Absolutely. And you put it, your example is so beautiful, because how we start, just kind of constantly thinking about the future, the result, and so on. Yeah. Yes, that's the whole crux of it. And if we understand that, then I don't know if we even want to talk about motivation. Okay, let's do one more. Let's do one more activity. Just give me one moment. I need to pull up an audio file. So just give me a moment. So what I'm going to do is, sorry, so I'm just pulling up an audio file. So if anybody has a thought or more than one thought, you can just share. Meanwhile, I'll just pull up the audio file. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play an audio clip. And why am I playing the audio clip? Let me show you that too. So the invitation is to sing. Now I want one person to sing this song on the mic. So I'll play the song so you know which song I'm talking about. Yeah. And as of now, I'm just inviting one person. So anybody after you listen to the song say, okay, but and you'll have to sing it all alone, right? This particular song on the mic. So that's the that's the first part of the activity. Yeah. Just give me a quick yes. You're clear with, is my instructions clear? So I'm going to play a song, and one person's gonna sing it, whoever wants to do it. Yeah. Okay, there we go.
I know you want it, but you're never gonna get it. तेरे हाथ कभी ना आने माने ना माने कोई दुनिया ये सारी मेरे इश्क की है दीवानी Hey you, I know you want it, but you're never gonna get it. तेरे हाथ कभी ना आने माने ना माने कोई दुनिया ये सारी मेरे इश्क की है दीवानी अब दिल करता है हौले हौले से मैं तो खुद को गले लगाऊं किसी और की मुझको जरूरत क्या मैं तो खुद से प्यार जताऊं What's my name? What's my name? What's my name? My name is Sheila. Sheila की जवानी I'm too sexy for you मैं तेरे हाथ ना आनी No 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 Sheila. Sheila की जवानी
Okay. So who wants to go? Who wants to sing this song? Somebody should say, raise your hand and say, yes, I want to sing this song. All alone, solo. I don't have any lyrics, so you'll have to just figure it out. Whatever you heard, however.
Okay, I'll try.
Okay.
The disclosure, I've looked up the lyrics on Google, so I'm probably just going to read it in that raga if that's okay. I know you want it, but you're never gonna get it. तेरे हाथ कभी ना आनी, माने न माने कोई दुनिया है सारी, मेरे इश्क के है दीवानी. अब दिल करता है हौले हौले से मैं खुद को गले लगाऊं, किसी और को मुझको जरूरत क्या, मैं खुद से प्यार जताऊं. What's my name? What's my name? What's my name? My name is Sheila, Sheila की जवानी. I'm too sexy for you, मैं तेरे हाथ ना आनी.
Okay, Prashant, pause. We will have you more. Okay, now I'm inviting whoever wants to join Prashant. You can form a small group. So whoever wants to join can type join in the chat window, and you all can sing with Prashant. So who wants to join Prashant and form your own whatever?
Can I share the link of the lyrics? I think they will also read it.
Not required.
Okay.
Okay, Violet wants to join you. Let's see who else.
Okay.
Wait. I'm just waiting if anybody else wants to join. Okay, it looks like it's only you and Violet, so you can. Oh, Nita is also there. Okay, so now you've got two more to sing with you. So go ahead, you three. Start the song.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. We'll start.
Yep.
I know you want it, but you're never gonna get it. तेरे हाथ कभी ना आनी, माने न माने कोई
दुनिया ये सारी मेरी इश्क
है दीवानी. अब दिल करता है हौले हौले से मैं खुद को गले लगाऊं, किसी और मुझको जरूरत क्या, मैं खुद से प्यार जताऊं.
What's my name? What's my name?
What's my name? Name is
Sheila, Sheila की जवानी.
I'm too sexy
for you, मैं तेरे हाथ ना आनी. Na, na, na. Sheila की जवानी. I'm too sexy for you.
मैं तेरे हाथ ना आनी.
Okay. That is cool. The last invite is to everybody to come together and sing along with Prashant and company.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, everybody go ahead. Whoever, meaning by everybody I mean obviously whoever wants to. The idea is all kind of sing together. Okay, so go ahead, unmute your mic, and as in when Prashant gives you, start with Prashant.
Okay, so we'll start in 3, 2, 1, start. I know you want it, but
you're never gonna get it.
तेरे हाथ कभी ना आनी,
माने न
माने न माने कोई दुनिया है सारी ये इश्क की दीवानी.
अब दिल करता है हौले हौले से मैं को गले लगाऊं,
लगा लूं,
किसी और
की मुझको जरूरत क्या, मैं तो खुद से प्यार जताऊं.
What's my name? What's my
My
name?
name. My name is Sheila, Sheila की जवानी.
I'm just
sexy for you, मैं तेरे हाथ
ना आनी.
La 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 la.
जवानी, I'm just sexy for you, तेरे हाथ ना आनी.
Yeah.
Now the fourth step. The fourth invite is for all to come together and sing the song Hum Honge Kamyab. I'm assuming most of us would know that. So whoever wants to join, unmute your mic, and now this is all together, so you can just go ahead, unmute your mic, and sing the song.
हम होंगे
हम होंगे कामयाब,
हम होंगे
कामयाब,
कामयाब,
हम होंगे कामयाब एक दिन। ओ मन में है विश्वास,
विश्वास,
पूरा
पूरा
है
है विश्वास,
हम होंगे
हम होंगे
कामयाब
कामयाब
एक दिन।
एक दिन।
हम चलेंगे साथ साथ, हम चलेंगे साथ
साथ
साथ,
एक दिन।
चलो
ओ
हाथों
मन
में
में
विश्वास,
विश्वास, पूरा
पूरा
है
है
विश्वास,
विश्वास।
हम
हम
होंगे
होंगे
कामयाब
एक
एक
दिन।
दिन।
होगी शांति
शांति
चारों
चारों ओर,
होगी चारों
Thank
ओर,
you.
होगी
एक दिन
Thank you.
मन में है
मन में
विश्वास,
विश्वास, पूरा है
Okay, if you don't want to
विश्वास।
stop,
हम होंगे
मित्रों, टाइम खत्म
कामयाब
हो गया।
एक दिन।
मित्रों, खत्म करते हैं।
शो स्टॉपर।
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, first of all, for all the singing. Now, time to go back. Think about it. So I want you to think about, so how was it at different steps? How was it when you heard the first song? Okay. How was it to hear the song and hear the invite? The first invite, what did your mind go through then? How was it when it was the second invite where you had to sing in a small group? Did you wanted to join, not join? Then how was it when all were singing the first song together? Did you join, not join? What were you thinking, feeling? And then how was it finally when we were singing a different song altogether? So I just want you to think through what really happened, and as you think about what happened, obviously we don't want to know what happened, because that's each one of us were going through somewhat a similar journey, slightly different. But what's more important is, what is that telling us? What is this little exercise telling us? Where did we move from? Where were we, and how did we move? What is this telling us?
We all became comfortable singing together. Initially, at the first time when one had to sing alone, I was just thinking, how will I do it? I don't know the lyrics. Like, how can I sing a song? But later on, it was more of getting comfortable step by step. And when I actually sang, then I was very comfortable in singing after that. I was open to singing, and I was happily singing. I was enjoying singing.
Okay, so a number of you are talking about discomfort to comfort, unknown to known.
There were so many people singing, and I think each one of us were singing at a different stage. Like the words or lines were one behind, one ahead. But at no point, at least I don't know about others, at no point did it disturb. Though I was conscious that they were not with me, I could continue singing and enjoy. So that was quite surprising. That I thought it's going to be very difficult, where it's actually going to disturb me. But I was surprised to see that I was not disturbed, though I knew that each one is singing something different at that particular point, and I was enjoying it.
Okay, right. So that was your experience. Now, what I'm asking all of you is to see. Okay, so you move from discomfort to comfort, or whatever, unknown to known. what does that mean? What's happening? Why are we saying something was uncomfortable and something was comfortable, or something was known and something was unknown? How are we looking at this whole thing? How does that relate to, let's say, learning something? And I'll put up a small diagram to kind of give it a little context also. Okay, so Dipali is enjoying the mess, which we have been making since we started. More thoughts?
Anaga here. I am not knowing where was the frustration zone for me, or challenge zone. Actually, seeing I did not participate in one-on-one and two, but I don't know. I was quite comfortable. I would have volunteered to participate, I think, in all the four, but for my little baby, which was a little crying at that time, so I had to mute my phone. So I am not understanding the frustration zone or the challenge zone in this particular activity. For me, I felt I was in the comfort zone, so I don't know.
So you're saying you were anyway in comfort zone in all the different invitations.
Yes.
Sure, that's possible. So for you, you were anyway in comfort zone all the time. But maybe you can then extrapolate and say, if it was to sing this song, where it will be a challenge zone for you and where it will be a frustration zone for you. You can extrapolate in your mind.
Yeah, okay.
I think since right from the first step, there were no rules, or there was nothing imposed. Like, for example, you have to sing the lyrics in a particular way, or there has to be rhythm when you sing. So it was everyone was allowed to sing as they wanted to. So I think that made it easier for others to join in too when it came to 2 and 3, because there were no rules or around this entire exercise.
Okay.
So yeah.
So you're saying the rules, or let's call it expectations, whichever way, allowed you to move from one to other.
Yeah, it was much easier.
Okay, I'll come back to it. It's a very important point. So I'll just for a few minutes I'll park it and then come back to it.
Sure.
But I want to hear a little more. How was the journey for some of you who thought, oh God, I can't sing this alone, either because I don't know it, or I can't sing it alone, or whatever. And then, so for any of you, if you had a journey from some kind of frustration to some kind of challenge to some kind of comfort, if you can share that, not share your frustration, comfort, but share what is the journey. Okay, and Deepali is making another interesting observation.
To me, the
last
first
one, no struggles, so it was boring. Okay, interesting. Yeah, sorry, please go ahead. Sorry, somebody was saying something, sorry.
Yeah, I was about to say that I was in the challenge zone because I didn't know the lyrics, and I thought that without knowing the lyrics, going into the singing would would not make a justice to singing. So that was a challenge for me. Although the invitation was to sing whatever we know without lyrics, but still I held back because I didn't have the lyrics. Once I googled the lyrics, I went into the comfort zone.
Sure.
I just want to add one more thing. When the first song was not like, it was not comfortable because there are certain words which we are not very comfortable speaking. Okay, in a meeting like this or in a session like this. So maybe that's where I had that discomfort. And then when I heard somebody singing, then I got into the mood. And then I saw the lyrics, and then I continued. And but when it came to Hum Honge Kamyab, it was something which I knew the song. So, and then it was for the session. Maybe that's one reason.
Okay.
For me here, I have a thought that I had a thought which always comes across my mind as a barrier. Like when you have certain barriers behind your mind, whether you can do things or not is always a challenge for you.
Sure.
And once you get into a comfort zone, like once you're comfortable with the surrounding, the people you're mingling with, things are more easier for you. Like, although I haven't met you all in person and I'm just seeing you all online, this is the first time I'm interacting with you all. But I think it was at the second stage, I found it a little more comfortable to sing. I love singing, so I can sing anytime.
Sure. So you said that the challenge part was reduced, and you got comfortable with the group.
Yes.
Looking at the slide and also from what we're all discussing, I feel me being actually in the comfort zone all through, or people trying to come from the challenge zone to the comfort zone, is what we were looking at. But I felt maybe if we kind of move from comfort zone to challenge zone, maybe we'll find something else which will make our struggle a little more difficult, but maybe we can learn something which I don't know. I'm not able to put it across.
You are asking a question, or let me put your thought into a question. And the question is, in which zone do we learn the most?
Yes, exactly.
So that's the question you're asking. I
So
mean,
it is
you're not
not,
asking,
yeah,
I'm putting it into a question.
yeah. It is like I'm thinking aloud.
Yes. So that's the question. In which zone you think you would want your child to be, or you would want yourself to be? Okay, let's forget the child. Yeah, forget the child. Let's say which zone we would like to be. Do we really like to be in comfort zone from a learning
No,
perspective?
challenge.
Or should it be challenge zone, or should it be frustration zone? Yeah, it's like almost like how Dipali is saying, that was boring, So I don't want comfort zone. I want challenge zone. That's some excitement there. So Dipali is putting in new challenges now. So have some thought where. So let's take a simple example. Let's say a child comes to you. Again, I'm taking example of a younger child just to keep it simple. I mean, but the example can be anybody actually. So let's say a small child comes to you, and let's say again a 5-year-old or a 6-year-old or even a 7-year-old or even a 10-year-old, and says, "Hey, you see him struggling with his water bottle, and he comes to you and says, 'I can't open my water bottle.'" Let's say a 6-year-old comes to you and says that. What would you do? What would you normally do? The child comes to you and says, "I can't open my water bottle," and you've seen him little struggling with the water bottle.
Open it for him.
Okay, and if you say you're going to open it for him, then what if you now you look at the diagram, where was he and where have you taken him?
From challenge to comfort.
Was
No,
it
from frustration to
Frustration to come.
from frustration to comfort. We've removed the challenge zone for him.
you want to do that?
No.
It's just for me it's very interesting where the child is, where I am, what am I doing with myself and what am I doing with children. God,
On the example which you said, Ratnesh,
yeah.
If my kid would come home and say that, I can't open my bottle, because it happened with me quite a few times, I actually opened the bottle and showed it, how it's actually supposed to be open, and made the kid again open it, that, you try and see that you can do it.
Yeah, you did give the learning to the child, but you took the joy away from the learning. Did you? I don't know. Ask your child. As in, when I did the struggle out of the learning.
Like if the child comes to you and says not able to do it and finding it difficult, you are helping the child, right?
Yeah, we are going too fast. We'll come to that. But let's just try and understand, first of all, where is the child? So let's not get into what should we do or what can we do or what all can we do. Let's just stay there as to understand, hey, where is the child and what am I doing and where is it taking the child? Let's just stay with that understanding first. And how does that, what does the child gets driven? Somebody's asking, are these even zones compulsory? I mean, nothing is compulsory. It's just a way of looking at something and trying to see, hey, does this kind of slicing up things into frustration, challenge, and comfort, is this giving me some understanding of where the child is, where am I, what am my action doing, what is child's action doing, how does he respond, he or she responds to frustration, how does he or she responds to challenge, and so on. And is it necessary to want to move towards comfort? Don't children increase their own challenges themselves? They're jumping from 2 steps, don't they want to jump from the 3rd step after 10 minutes, and so on? So this, let's not hurry with an answer to it. Let's just stay with the small, whatever you want to call it, perspective of how we're looking at somebody doing something. I'm only trying to understand the process of doing or the process of learning without trying to too soon run into solutions. So both the previous and this example was more to understand how do we do something, how do we learn something before we even talk about motivation, or maybe we don't even need to talk about motivation. Once we understand doing, then we'll possibly look at it in a different way.
Frustration is must for learning. If nobody is frustrating, then will we not take challenges and try for the comfort zone?
Maybe, maybe not. I don't know.
I was
for learning. I don't know. I'm saying, yeah, let's just understand right now. Let's not conclude. Is what I'm suggesting. Let's not conclude something. Let's just say that, hey, is this interesting? Let's just stay there. Tell me if this is interesting. That I can look at a child's journey or even my own journey in learning anything through these 3 different whatever zones or whatever it is. Yeah, tell me, is it interesting? Maybe not. I know you don't have to answer me. I mean, I'm just asking you to think about it. Yeah, and you can think about it later also. I want to little move ahead unless somebody has a specific thought.
I just wanted to share that with me. It's quite quite interesting to understand the multiple dimensions in the frustration zone. It's not only the problem solving or achieving a solution to a specific problem, but what is all creating because of the problem. What are all the other things that's happening inside my body or inside the thought? So just in that zone there is so many dimensions, just not that one problem that we are seeing.
Right, and that's wonderful that in each zone there will be so many dimensions, so many aspects of it to understand. Child's perspective, my perspective, emotional perspective, skill perspective, and so on. Yes, beautiful. I think that's what I want to bring about. That can we stay with those zones? Can we understand them? Can we explore them? Can we explore the different dimensions? And not yet run into conclusions, but enjoy the very journey in it. Okay, I want to little move ahead because I want to share a few more things, and there's about 20 minutes that is left, so I don't want to stay too much here. Okay, I want to share with you one more story. Now, this story is a true story. It's a story about dolphins and how dolphins are trained. Now, most of us would know that you've seen those dolphins doing tricks in the pool. You would have seen that on TV, or maybe some of you have seen the live shows. So now you might even know how they are trained. They're typically trained using food, as in fish, which is what dolphin eats. So typically they are trained by not giving them food, and when they get frustrated, they do something. And when they do something, if that is what the trainer likes, the trainer makes a sign, typically it's some kind of whistle or action, and feeds a fish. So every time the dolphin does what the trainer wants, the trainer gives the dolphin a fish. And that's how the dolphins are trained. Yeah. Now there was this one dolphin training school where there were a number of pools and there were a number of dolphin trainers, and each had a certain dolphins under him or her to train the dolphins. And as I told you, this is a real story which happened in a real show place. So in that group of dolphin trainers, one dolphin trainer or one trainer's dolphins were learning much faster and many more tricks. Yeah. So his colleagues who were wondering, what does he do? How come his dolphins learn much faster and better? Better tricks, yes. So they went up to him and they said, let's find out from him. They said, hey, come on, how are you doing it? What are you doing differently that your dolphins learn much better and faster? So this guy said, what, I'm breaking a rule. Our rule is that we are supposed to feed them fish when they do a trick, and feed them only in the trick pool, not in their resting pool. But you know what I do? I go ahead and give them fish just like that. I give them fish just like that. That's what he said. What do you say?
I feel frustration doesn't really get you the end result. I feel it demotivates you. Rather than you loving and doing anything would be quite a motivational factor.
Okay, I'm not sure how does that relate to this one. He's giving them fish just like that, even when they are in the wrestling pool, and not really giving them when they do what they want to do. So he's giving them fish not only when they do what he wants to do, but he's giving them fish just like that.
Maybe when they are doing the tricks and they give you the fish.
Don't talk about that. Just take a pause. Just take a pause. Just think about it. What is happening here? And how does it relate to me and my life? And maybe when was the last that I gave a fish to somebody? As in not not by fish, I don't mean a fish, but you know what I mean. Just like that. And how is it to give, let's say, a fish just like that? What does it do to me? What does it do to people? What was he doing to the dolphins? Deepali, is your mic working?
Fish is a
no.
Fish
Deepali
is
saying
a incentive
also,
for the dolphin.
sorry?
Fish is a motivation for the dolphins. It is an incentive. And for the fish, dolphin learn fast. So everybody wants motivation for the activity or for the learning.
Then why is he giving them fish just like that?
What?
And why is he giving them fish just like that?
Because it is stimulating. Fish is a stimulating factor for the dolphins, and they do activity.
Yes, so they're supposed to be given a fish when they do something which is of. Why is he giving a fish just like that?
Why is fish sleeping just like
He has built a bond with the dolphins in such a way that the comfort zone, they are so comfortable that they are ready to even play their tricks otherwise.
Okay. Okay. Let's forget about the previous diagram. Let's just focus on this little story. To me, this itself is huge. So one is you're saying it builds a bond. Okay. What else? Is it just about building a bond?
I think.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just also saying the people who are giving the fish after they do a trick are not building a bond.
You're just rewarding. It's like you're keeping a condition there that you'll get something only if you do something. So, so there are conditions applied there where you tell that, okay, if you do a trick, I'll give you a fish. But the other person wasn't doing it. So it's kind of a motivation. If the dolphins were getting that, they were very comfortable. They got their fish anyways. So they were very happy in their environment.
Okay. Yeah, I think somebody else is also talking about happiness and talking about bonds. Okay. More thoughts?
Rewarding the dolphin for its tricks is more of a transactional relationship. It's not a real care or concern for the dolphin. Maybe it senses that the transactional versus real concern. Probably that's the reason.
Okay. More thoughts. I'm sure the story has more thoughts to it. So one is the aspect of relationship, the other is of happiness and contentment. Let me write that down. Let me put that on the slide. And I'm looking for maybe more thoughts. relationship, bonding. Okay.
This is Anaga here.
Mm-hmm.
Is it also like something like what I thought was this trainer, by giving fish just like that, was trying to make the atmosphere more conducive for the dolphins to actually receive what he was trying to say, making the not tensing the environment like the others saying, you come here, I'll give you fish, you better learn, you just go. But he's like making it, the atmosphere is of a lesser tension.
Okay, so is it more like what, happy environment, or what do you want?
Yes. Yeah, making a conducive and a happy environment.
Okay.
I was about to share the same, that there's so much pressure to, you can sense the pressure that only if I perform, I get rewarded, versus it doesn't matter if I perform or not. There's a real attention or love there. It's when you just give the fish just like that and it receives it.
So maybe I'm just kind of thinking that instead of just, we can obviously talk about it a lot. Well, how about taking this out further and just exploring it in the coming week, as you go around doing different things in your life, just trying it out and see what happens when I start, giving fish just like that to anybody and everybody. When was the last you treated an auto driver? When was the last you I don't know, gave something to somebody, and it need not be just a physical treat. It could be anything, just like that, not without any reason, not without any expectations, not without any performance, not even for the reason that this will do something good for me, but because I just want to give fish just like that. You know what I mean? I hope you get what I'm saying, and not just not just an extra hug to the child. Meaning, I think that kind of to me is still not a fish just like that. It's still that's a different love that we have for the child. So we show affection in many different ways. We cuddle, we hug, we do this, we do that. We cook good food or whatever. We take him out. But let's think of it beyond all of this. Actually, a fish just like that. Not just to our child, but to anybody and everybody, and to our child. And then see what happens, what it does to me, what it does to others. And what happens to this whole concept of whatever is called as motivation. I really don't know what it is. I'm still trying to understand what it is. But on the other side, I quite enjoy this giving fish just like that. To me, it's not even about caring. It's not just about loving. It's about, I don't know. I leave it to you to think what it is about. To you. Let me not put words to it. So the invitation to all of you is to explore this more. If you're doing it a lot, do more than a lot. If you are doing it here and there, then start doing more. If you are not doing it, then start trying out, and trying it out with all kinds of different people. People in your work, people at your home, people on the street, even non-people also. Yeah, I like how Dipali puts a thought with a question mark at the end. That means there's a lot to think about it. Yeah, it could be about being happy. It could be about no expectations. It could be about many, many more things. To me, it's a very simple thought to give fish just like that. But it's got many, many, let's say, ways or faces to it. Including giving fish just like that to yourself. I think that's equally important. We may not do that. Yeah, so go ahead, have that extra cookie. Okay, one last thing. I have about 6-7 minutes. So let me do one last little kind of, let's call it activity. So let's assume that there is this child who has declared that he or she, whatever, let's keep it as he right now, because I'll be playing the child. He's saying that he doesn't want to go to school. Let's say he's whatever, 10 years old or 11 years old. And the reason he doesn't want to go to school is because he thinks, why do I need education? I don't need any education. He thinks this school is not required. Education is not required. I'm pretty cool. And so he's declaring to all of you that from tomorrow onwards, he's not going to school because he thinks he doesn't need education. Yeah, that's what he says. And you are his uncle, aunts, mother, father, whatever role you want to take up. Right? Now you have to go ahead and respond to him. He's saying from tomorrow onwards, he does not want to go to school ever because he finds education completely irrelevant. Just like how, let's say, Prashant felt that rotating of leg irrelevant. He finds the whole education irrelevant. So he's saying, I don't want to go to school. I'm not sorry. He's not saying I don't want to go. He's saying I'm not going to school. So now you have to respond. You are his uncles, aunts, mothers, fathers, whatever role you want to take. Go ahead, respond. Please don't use chat, please use voice. And I play the child. Yeah, so I'll respond on behalf of this child. Yep. Everybody's okay with it? Nobody's saying anything? Good. Awesome. I don't need to go to school anymore. Tata, bye-bye.
I would say that the school is a place where we learn new things, and there is a place to share. There are a lot of other peoples that you can work with. So
But
maybe you can consider.
I can learn a lot of things at home, and I can share with a lot of people here. Also, I can share with you, share with so many people.
Yes, that's true. We can learn at home as well. But wouldn't it be nice to learn other things than what the people at home can teach you? Probably.
No, I'm not saying people at home need to teach me. I learn a lot of different things at home. Don't worry.
Yes, you're right. Mm. But how do we know that you would learn all the things that I mean, you learn from the things which are around you, but there are other things from which you can learn, which is available in school. So you might want to give it a try.
What do you think is available in school which is not available? I have the whole internet with me. I can learn whatever I want to learn from internet. You know that you can learn astronomy on internet, you can learn guitar on internet. Come on, I can learn everything. What's the big deal? Other uncles, aunts, what are you up to? Why are you quiet? Say something. But please say on mic. Please don't chat. I'm not responding to chat for just for this. This is a role play, so you need to talk to me.
Don't you want to go out of beyond the four walls and probably be maybe in different four walls and see how it feels?
Yeah, I'll go out and play. I'll go to my friends' houses. I'll go out and play in the park and in the field, in our apartment.
But you will get to probably explore many games in school.
Oh, we
Like
play so many games in the evening. You don't know. So many games we play. Just yesterday we were playing baseball. You know that?
I am out of wit. I think I should tell the child, please don't go to school because I can't explain why.
I think you should go to school. You'll get to meet new friends, and it'll be a happy place to learn different things.
Yeah, but I'm learning, and I meet my friends in the evening.
What would you like to do when you're not going to school?
I haven't thought of it. Think about it. Right now, I just don't want to go to school and all, but I will think about what I want to do. What's the hurry?
If he want to learn in another way, then it's okay. I will say, okay, don't go
No,
to
say
school.
to me,
If
I'm
you
the child. Say to me, please talk to me. See, Akshay, when you're typing,
if you want to,
I don't know what you will say. So you have to say to me. Please talk to me. Yeah.
Okay, what would you like
if you want to learn in another way,
Mm-hmm.
then it is okay for you. No need to go to school.
What do you mean by in another way?
That means by learning by internet or from friends.
Not just
or
that.
by
I want to learn whatever I want to learn. I don't want to learn what they teach in the school. Are you trying to say I should learn whatever they teach in the school?
And I also think there's an opportunity for you to teach somebody when you go to school. You can as well teach somebody. Would that be something that interests you?
No. Why should I teach somebody? If somebody wants to learn, they'll come to my home and I'll teach them. I'll take tuition classes, earn some money. Teach them how to make, that Pokemon thing. Na? I'll teach them that.
If you need a job in the society, you need to study. You need to go to school for the certification.
What? I can open a tea shop and I can sell tea like how that lady was doing in the Zen story. And I can sell tea and I can make a lot of money.
Looks like a stubborn child.
You got to know after 3 hours. Okay, we'll pause it here. Sorry, we are. I suddenly looked at the watch and it's already 11:02. So we'll pause this here. what I want you all to think about is, what were we trying to do? What were you trying to do? So that's my first question. I'm not saying you have to respond now. Uh, so my first question is, what were you trying to do? And the question also is, why were you trying to do whatever you were trying to do? Okay. And obviously, a subsequent question to that would, where are you coming from? As in, what is your thinking about, not about education per se, or about the child per se, but to some extent, yes, about the child, but more importantly, what is your role? Where am I coming from? What am I trying to drive the child into? What do I think is my role? Is my role to ensure, is to make the child do something? Am I coming from, where am I coming from? What is my thought process? What are some of my beliefs? Do I really need to kind of motivate the child? Is that what I really want? And I want you to think about this story. So I'll wipe this whole session off with one quick story. If you can just have patience with me for a few more minutes, and also if I can have all mics muted, please. Yeah. There was this old man who was ugly and a hunchback, and he could hardly, he was a very ugly looking man basically, and he used to be, he was not very, he was poor, so he would be in tattered clothes and all that. And somehow the children of the neighborhood would love to tease him, would love to abuse him, use the choices of the profanity, choices of abusive words on him, and will tease him like that every day. And he was quite bugged with all this teasing and abusing. So one day what he did was, he called all these children of the neighborhood, and he said, you guys tease me and abuse me, and you guys are working quite hard, and I think I should pay you for doing all this. So from tomorrow onwards, whoever will tease me and abuse me and do all these things, I will give you 50 rupees every day by the end of the day. The kids were like shocked. What? We are going to get paid to tease him? Man, this is super news. So next day they did all the teasing possible, and that went on for 1 week, and true to his word, every day he will give them 50 rupees. After a week, he again called the kids and he says, look, man, I'm not so rich. I can't afford this 50 rupees. So I'm reducing it to, 25 rupees a day. That's all I can afford, but you guys are doing a good job. So the kids said, oh, that's bad news. But they said, okay, let's continue. It's okay. All right. So they continued for another week. And then he called them again. And he said, guys, I'm really stuck now. I'm really broke. I can't afford this 25. So from now, tomorrow onwards, I'll possibly give you all only 10 rupees per day. Some kids said, no, I'm not doing it for 10 rupees. Some of them backed out. Some of them continued. And after another week, he called the ones who were continuing and said, guys, sorry, I'm totally broke. From tomorrow onwards, I'm not going to pay you. And you know what? From next day onwards, nobody teased him, nobody abused him. Thank you and good night.
Good night, and thanks for a very wonderful session. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night, Ratnesh. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you and good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Thank you for the lovely session.
Thank you.
Bola, the screen is showing Akshay and my name is Anurekha. अब मैं मेल करूँगी.
but बंद हो वीडियो